What an incredible place this is. We're just 15 minutes outside of central London and stepping back in history. And there are views just to die for. Isn't that incredible? Hello, I'm Amanda Stretton and welcome to one of the most historic and iconic buildings in Britain, Alexandra Palace. Come October the 30th, this amazing venue, which hosted the first live television broadcast in the 1930s and has sensational views over central London, will be full of some of the world's most prestigious and valuable classic cars. And that's because for 3 days it's going to be home to the Classic and Sports Car magazine's London Show, a celebration of all things classic brought to you by the world's most popular classic car title. And I'm here to talk to some of the experts to find out more.
Well, the Classic and Sports Car Show is something we've been desperate to bring to fruition for a little while now. Like the magazine, it's going to embrace and celebrate every aspect of the classic car scene. But at its heart, there's going to be 300 of the most desirable, exotic and spectacular cars ever created, gathered together from highly regarded dealers and private collections. If we're putting on a show as Classic and Sports Cars, the world's best-selling classic car magazine, we have to do something that is worthy and reflective of the brand that we are, which means we've got to do it bigger and better than anyone else. So there's a few things which I've got to keep under wraps at the moment, but we're going to have a central display that will take people's breath away, and also a huge celebration of arguably the greatest car designer of all time.
London has a tradition and a heritage in the historic car world. It's the envy of the world. You've got some of the great auction houses here, some of the great dealers are here. You've got these fabulous traditions like the old Kensington Muses that people still talk about. London is the centre globally of the classic car world, and it's really exciting that we're going to have a show here in London that is of the calibre and of the standard of the great history and traditions of classic cars in London.
Alexandra Palace was a bit of a no-brainer, really. It's only 15 minutes from the centre of London, and yet you come here and you've got this spectacular parkland, all this glamour, all this history, and just the most amazing views over London. London is an epicentre for the classic car world. We've particularly chosen this time because there are several key events already happening. First of all, there is the most important motoring event in the world, to my mind, which is the Bonhams London to Brighton Veteran Car Run. That also has with it coincided already the Regent Street Motor Show. Our event will help to complement those, offer something else for those people who are in town anyway, and perhaps bring a few more people to London on that very important weekend. This car behind me is a Jaguar XK SS. This is exactly the sort of car that people will be able to come and see at our show at Alexandra Palace. This is a genuine Le Mans car with 160, 170 mile an hour potential in the 1950s that you could go and buy and run on the street. And all they basically did was give you a windscreen and a comfier seat. I think anyone can appreciate a car like the Jaguar XK SS. Whether they're a humble enthusiast or a multi-million-pound collector, you just have to have petrol going through your veins and you can adore something as special as this. Let's come and just share our passion for some of the most important motoring masterpieces that have ever been built.